Behind me is still the best version of the 4Runner to buy. I'll include a link to the Toyota Murray's website in the description down below, providing us with this 4Runner. Let's get right into it. Under the hood is a turbo 2.4-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy is 19 around town, 25 on the highway, with power outputs being 278 horsepower and then 317 pound-feet of torque. If you're able to, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. It massively helps out the channel. This will always be my favorite color on the 4Runner. I think it just looks fantastic. Now, even with the base line, you still get the cool headlights, very bright at night. And then you notice we've got a lot of blacked elements in the grille. Of course, the Toyota badge is chrome, and this does have fog lights. And then at the very bottom, you've got recovery points and an air dam. And all you really have to do to the SR5 is remove the air dam and throw some AT tires on those wheels, and it is a good looking rig. Tire wheel setup is 245 by 70 by 17, and you'll note that you've got metallic gray for the wheels and then big chunky fender flares. And Matt, I remind you that you can get TRD wheels in the Toyota service department, so yeah, get on that. This one has the Predator side steps, I think it's what they're called. Never been a fan of these because you can't actually detach the steps from the rail. But either way, the side profile on the new 4Runner looks great. It has kind of some of the classic 4Runner elements like the rear window. When it comes to key fob features, we have our lock and unlock function. You got the Toyota logo there at the bottom and actually nothing on the back. Now even the baseline still has the function here to roll down the rear glass, and then it is hydraulic with the hatch. Now the seat does fold down flat for the third row to the cargo area, which is definitely a nice thing to have. And of course, cloth seats here. Now you'll note you actually do have some legroom, but the floor compared to the seat is really close. Your knees do get pushed up quite a bit, so it's more comfortable for kids rather than adults. And then the roof line, again, with the slope, there's not a crazy amount of headroom. And you probably notice with the third row up, you don't have a lot of cargo space, so you kind of gotta pick and choose with that. But gotta love the new taillight design there. 4Runner badge there on the bottom. This one has the receiver hitch too, and that's all for the exterior. Let's now pop inside. Got soft touch here on the door panel. You can see a little bit of storage there. You got the cup holder too. And the seats, they're cloth, but it's very durable feeling cloth, which I appreciate. Legroom in the back is good. Got a little storage pocket. We have vents here in the rear. And then headroom back here is actually pretty darn good. No sunroof, that's probably why. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check that out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. You've got all of our window controls. You do have more padding here on the front armrest. 1160 for the payload capacity with this one. And on the front seat, you got more of that kind of basic cloth trim. You do have your manual adjustments on the side. Let's fire up this 4Runner. Bada bing, bada boom. With the steering wheel, we've got soft touch all around. Practical controls for the adaptive cruise control and your lane centering. Got volume and voice command controls on the other side. Regular stalks there on the background. Now with the gauge cluster, it is digital. You can scroll through and see different bits of info depending on what you're looking for. And this does have a few drive modes that you can also go through as well. Just a backup camera in reverse, but it does have good resolution. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, always have to go through this thing, right? Any minute now. There we go. It's decently quick to respond. It does take a second though for some of the tabs to load up, and then you do have a physical volume control. Storage above the glove box, you just have the glove box itself. And then we have our climate controls, just a single zone climate with this. There's some USB ports below it. Shifter for the 8-speed automatic, parking brake and auto hold. Still a truck, so it's got a part-time four-wheel drive system, 2-speed transfer case, tow haul mode, drive mode select. Got some cup holders, more storage. Pretty rugged feeling trim. And then you got a button up here to roll down that power sliding rear glass. $37,032. Let's see how the SR5 4Runner performs. Let us set off in the SR5, my favorite 4Runner for this generation. It's funny because with the previous generation 4Runner, and I think it's because of pricing, but anyways, with the previous generation 4Runner, my favorite was, of course, the TRD Pro. I was like, man, the TRD Pro is so cool, and it's not cheap, but it's also like, it's not that bad with the price, you know. It's like mid-50s for a TRD Pro back with the 5th generation. So it wasn't that bad. But now with this new generation, a TRD Pro is $70,000. And a loaded up TRD off-road is like over 60. I'm reviewing one after this. It's like 60, I think it's like $64,000. So, you know, it's in a different world now. It's in a different world. So the SR5, I think that it looks good because this has the same style pretty much as the TRD off-road with the fender flares and everything. It just doesn't have the suspension or the wheels, and well, suspension's expensive, but wheels, that's not expensive. Wheels and tires. Now this engine, the base engine, if you drive it like a diesel, you'll love it. If you just lightly get into it and just ride the torque, you'll love it. If you try to drive this full throttle, it's gonna feel weak, it's gonna feel anemic because it doesn't have a lot of horsepower. This is definitely a mid-range engine. But yeah, that mid-range is super smooth. It's great. I like it. I don't think this has acoustic windows. It does! I wish you guys could see you guys can't see my face. I did like the, like circle mouth, like, oh, I didn't think this had double pane windows. I was shocked. I was genuinely shocked. Even in the SR5, that's pretty impressive. This makes me like the SR5 even more. I'm like, man, it's pretty insulated in here. It's pretty quiet. No wonder. Third row, body on frame, solid rear axle. More simplistic powertrain, right? None of that hybrid nonsense going on. 2-speed transfer case. Steering's good. The seats are comfortable. I could afford to buy any of the 4Runner packages. If I were to buy one, it would be this. And I think that this would be more exciting than a TRD off-road because you'd actually have to be like a skilled driver with this one, right? TRD off-road, man, dude, MTS and crawl control, you can be a brain-dead Pop-Tart, whatever, and it'll do it all for you. You could have... Here's a better explanation. You could have the IQ of a half-eaten Pop-Tart that's been sitting behind the oven because you accidentally dropped it when you were like from hand to hand. It's been sitting there for like 3 months. You could have the IQ of that Pop-Tart. And yet you could still get up an obstacle with the TRD off-road. But with this, you have to use a little bit of your noggin. You have to use a little bit of your driver mod skills off-road because you're just dealing with a traditional 4-wheel drive system. I think that'd make it a little bit more exciting in a lot of ways. So, and on top of that, because this isn't like as hyped up as like a TRD Pro or Trail Hunter, you can get some discounts on these SR5s. It's like 47 MSRP. I don't know how much the discounts would be, but you know, even if you got like, we'll go this way actually. Even if you got only like a, you know, couple grand off of MSRP, mid 40s for this, not too shabby. For a brand new car, full warranty. Yeah, see, once you get above like 3,000 RPMs, that's where it starts to feel like it's like, ooh, where's my power? So, that is the 3-row SR5 4Runner. At least go and check one out. It doesn't cost anything to test drive. Go to a dealership, look at one, sit in it, and maybe you bought a TRD off-road before, maybe you even bought a TRD Pro before. But now, with this, maybe you're now an SR5 owner because you realize the value proposition, and again, I think this looks great.